What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at the 2024 Chevy Blazer RS. So the Blazer here was refreshed with some updated stylings last year in 2023. So for 2024, we have one thing that's new, and it's right here, this color, RIPTIDE Blue Metallic. Now, we took a look at a RIPTIDE Blue Metallic Equinox last week on the channel. So I'm shooting a lot of RIPTIDE blue vehicles right now, but I mean, look at this thing. Why wouldn't you? And I'm not typically a fan of blue vehicles. I'm more of a red guy myself, but this RIPTIDE Blue Metallic, it's eye-catching, it's bright, it's beautiful. I'm a big fan of every vehicle I see in this color. It really pops. So that's the only thing new for 2024, but let's go ahead and take a look at what features we have here on the Blazer RS. So starting up front here, we have this super aggressive front end, some nice leading lines here on the hood. This is the RS, so you're gonna have some specific RS accents, black Chevy bow tie, RS badging in red right here. You have this gloss black front grille. It's kind of a three-tone deal. The gloss black kind of grille insert elements are one part, and then you have more of kind of a gunmetal gray here in the center that splits the front end here. And then you have more gloss black plastic down here, then some active air intakes right there, and a little bit of a body colored splash on some of these bits here around the headlights. So this is the traditional front end that we've been seeing on the Blazer, and honestly, a lot of other Chevy vehicles lately. Black Chevy bow tie, like I mentioned, and then under that, you have your front-facing camera that works with your HD surround vision system. This is great. There's one camera in the front, one on either side mirror, and then there are actually two cameras on the back, and we'll talk about that in a second, but that works to create that 360-degree view, and we'll take a look at that inside the vehicle. Now, as far as headlights go, you have, again, a very similar styling that Chevy's running with on all of their SUVs here. Low-profile LED daytime running lights right here. Then you have a body-colored split here, and then you have your regular headlight cluster, which has just your regular lights and your high beams right here that are also LED. So you have two different engine options here on the Blazer. You can get a 228 horsepower, 2.0 liter turbocharged four-cylinder, and then you have the optional 308 horsepower, 3.6 liter V6, and that's what you have here on the RS. So at 308 horsepower, 270 pound-feet of torque, 26 miles per gallon highway, 18 miles per gallon city. Moving on back, you have a little bit of plastic cladding, nothing too rugged or anything, but a little bit of a differentiation, a split here. The entire thing is sitting on a two-tone alloy wheel. They call it high gloss black, which it is, but it's got some silver accents as well. Moving on back, you have a black Blazer word mark, keyless access here with a little silver button on the door panel. On some of these Blazers, you can get a two-tone roof. So you would have like a blue or red body and then a black roof, but this one has the body colored roof, but it does have these A-pillars here that are black, which is a nice little contrast, and you have black roof rails as well. Panoramic sunroof up top, love that touch. One more thing I did want to mention is you have kind of a little bit of this mirroring here. You have black accent on your A-pillar here, and a little black accent here on the rear of the vehicle as well. Helps break up the body panels. I think it looks really nice. It's some cool contrast, especially on a more sporty model like the RS. So if you want a little bit of a sporty accent, you've got it here in really a simple way. All right, moving to the back of the Blazer here. Again, super aggressive back end. You've got some really cool kind of jutted out body pieces, and I really like that. Up top, you have a little bit of a spoiler here with a brake light, sloped tinted rear glass, rear wiper, black Chevy bow tie. Again, some of these cool body colored jut out pieces of the frame here. I think it looks really nice. We talked about the little black accents back here. Again, I mentioned you have two cameras up underneath here. One is your standard rear camera, but there's another one that works with your rear view mirror camera, which is nice to have as well. And there's a sprayer to keep both of those clean. Blazer badging, all-wheel drive badging, RS badging there. More body colored pieces here, reflectors, and then a gloss black accent at the bottom. And then you have dual exhaust tips, which are real. There you go, guys. And parking sensors as well. But you do have a hands-free power liftgate. Tons and tons of storage here in the Blazer. This is a larger SUV. It's two-row, so you get a lot of extra storage capacity, which I love. I'll have all dimensions on screen for you here with the regular just trunk space, and then with the second row seats down, you get this amount of additional storage. And these are really easy to put down because you've got these handles right here that you can just pull and drop those second row seats instantly. And that is plenty of storage space. Up underneath here, you have an 18-inch spare tire, all your tools, lots of little compartments. But let's go ahead and hop inside the cabin. All right, so every single time I hop into one of these Blazers, the first thing that stands out to me is pretty obvious. It's these vents. They are ripped straight off of the Camaro, and I love it for it. You can actually turn them to turn your temperature up and down. And then you have the insides that have these little kind of swiveling vents that you can open and close, and then you can pivot them around anywhere you want. I absolutely love this design. I wish Chevy did this on all their vehicles, but it's really only here on the Camaro and the Blazer. Let's go ahead and work our way from left to right and just talk about all the cool accents and features that we have here on the Blazer RS. So as far as materials here on the door panel, kind of a hard plastic up top. The color inside the cabin is jet black, and it has red accents, so that's kind of the theme throughout. But really, again, kind of like we talked about on the Equinox, if you really want a high contrast cabin, this probably isn't for you because pretty much everything is just jet black with some touches of red, which I personally don't mind, but again, some people want a little bit more interesting of a cabin. Position memory for your seats as well, easy open, which is nice. Electronic parking brake here, which is just a nice push button. You've got a little dial for adjusting the brightness of your infotainment display. Light controls are the same as you have on something like the Bolt. It's just a little toggle thing. Again, those red accents around the vents, red trim that runs up around kind of a soft touch leather material on the top of the dash. You have your trunk adjust buttons as well down below. An extra little storage lip here, which I like. I don't know exactly what you'd put there, but it's nice to have as much storage as possible. Bose premium audio system here as well. If we move to the steering wheel, you have a leather wrapped steering wheel with red accent stitching. Nice big horn here. You have black Chevy bow tie in the middle, a little bit of brushed chrome around the interior. You have your adaptive cruise control safety system buttons over on the left side, as well as your heated steering wheel button on the left side, and then your media controls over on the right side. And then past that, you have an 8-inch digital display cluster in the middle, surrounded by 2 physical gauge clusters, but they're kind of like semi-physical, but kind of blend into the screen a little bit. I'll show you guys some clips on screen. I don't mind it. If you're gonna have to have physical gauges, I'd rather have a significant portion of it be digital as well. So this is kind of a compromise before they go fully digital when the Blazer EV comes out next year, and I'm sure they'll bring it over to the 2025 Blazer as well. If we move on over, you have a push to start engine button up top here. Nice move, Chevy, I like that. Auto start stop engine button, disable right there, hazards. And then moving on over, you have a 10.2-inch infotainment screen here. I like it. It's nice. The thing I don't like about it is it suffers from the same issue that the updated 2023 Bolt had, and I made a video about it over on my tech channel. It has this kind of greenish hue to the screen that I'm not a big fan of. It's not bright, crisp, the colors don't pop as much. It's almost like it has this haze filter over it, and I don't know why. It's a change that Chevy made between my model year of the Bolt and the updated model year of the Bolt, and it seems to be here on the Blazer for 2024 as well. Don't know about that, guys. It's not my favorite, but eventually all these will be replaced with the Google in-vehicle systems anyway, so you don't really have to wait that much longer, unfortunately. But this has all your standard audio, phone, navigation, Wi-Fi hotspot, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and then you have that surround vision camera system, which gives you all kinds of different camera views, top-down view, 360-degree, parking, alignment. You have a trailer hitch view. You have your wheels, front, back, all kinds of cool stuff on that menu. Speaking of that, if we hop up to this standard rear view mirror, nothing special here, right? Oh, wait. Boom. Now it's a digital rear view mirror. I love that. I wish my Bolt had that. I have a lower tier Bolt, so it doesn't, but nonetheless, it's a cool feature. I know you can get it up on the Premier, but this is an interesting little thing that the Blazers have. It's actually a button to open your glove box. So it's right here, boom, glove box opens right up. So you don't have any physical handle on your glove box at all. You have to open it with this button. You have a dual zone climate control system here. You have heated seats, ventilated seats, and then individually adjustable temperature for driver and passenger. In the center here, you have one USB-C port, one USB-A port, and then you have a Qi-enabled wireless charging pad below that. Leather shift knob here, red accent with the RS badge. You got your manual controls on the side. more leather with red accent stitching, and then you have your drive mode selector here, parking sensors, lane keeping here, 2 cup holders, little pocket back here, and then for your armrest here, which I'm getting absolutely sweat all over, you have more leather material, more red accent stitching. Up underneath, you have an additional USB-C port, USB-A port, 12-volt outlet, and SD card slot. Now, as far as these seating surfaces go, these are a jet black leather appointed seat with red accent stitching, perforations that have a red layer underneath, so you get kind of this cool color shift underneath. It's really nice, and it's a little hard to see on camera, but in person, you can really tell. You also have a little bit of red piping here. These are 8-way power adjustable driver's seat, 6-way power adjustable passenger seat. Again, they are heated and ventilated, and the driver has position memory. All right, so hopping into the back seat here, again, these are super comfortable leather appointed seats, red accent stitching, red piping, nice space back here. I got a couple inches of headroom, not amazing, but not terrible. The doors back here are just basically hard plastic. There's a little bit of a soft touch material here, but really no accents or anything like that, all plastic up here. They are heated for the outbound seats, which is nice. Little pocket in the back, rear vents, but no rear climate exclusively necessarily. USB-C port, USB-A port, and a 120-volt outlet full size right there as well, which is nice. Little center armrest here with 2 cup holders. I like that. These seats also recline. You have a handle here that you can actually use to drop the seats to get extra storage, but if you grab it, you can slide it back, and you get a lot of reclining here. This isn't your Equinox recline where you get like ½ an inch. This is like a good 2 to 3 inches of recline. So I really like this. It makes these back seats even more comfortable with plenty of legroom at my 6'1" height with the driver's seat where I would normally put it. All right, let's take the Blazer here for a little test drive. Try out some of the adaptive cruise control features, talk about the usability, give it a little speed test, if you will. So I'm gonna put it here, I think it's in off-road mode. So this isn't sport mode, so you get a little acceleration. It's still quick, even not in sport mode. 0 to 60 is around 6 to 7-ish seconds. So, it's still a heavy SUV. So you're not gonna get lightning quick speeds or anything like that, especially hopefully what we'll get out of the Blazer EV. But nonetheless, you do get a pretty decent acceleration here. And let me just say, first and foremost, this cabin is the quietest cabin I've ever been in. Outside of hearing right now the AC seats, if I turn those off, listen to that cabin noise. It's almost eerie. It's active noise canceling cabin, and you can really tell the difference. The road noise is excellent, and by excellent I mean really limited. And overall, you just don't hear much of the motor. The only thing you can really hear is the air conditioner when it's going, or the heat, which is totally fine by me, especially on a day like today. Some things I like about the usability is that the push to start engine button is right there, meaning I don't actually have to reach behind the steering wheel to start it. I absolutely love that. I like the combo driver information center. The usability of the infotainment center is fine. The look of it is not my favorite. As I talked about, it's got that kind of greenish, gross greenish hue to it. Never been my favorite. I don't know what Chevy's doing, but it has it. Let's try the adaptive cruise control here. So we got it on, go ahead and set it and see how well it does keeping us in the lanes here. You can see the wheel. It's hunting a little bit. It's not my favorite. And it swung me all the way over into that lane. So some issues there with the lane centering, but it's not exactly a semi-autonomous system. So, and let's slow it down here. Trying to get an acceleration test. It sounds and feels faster than it's actually going, if that makes sense. You put the pedal down, there's a little bit of delay, and then it starts going, and it feels like, it pushes you back a little bit and the engine revs up real big, but you're not moving that fast. So it's a little bit deceiving, but it's still, for the size and capacity and functionality and look, it's not slow by any means. I also just did want to mention quickly how comfortable these freaking seats are. I absolutely love this two-tone look with the perforated red accents, and they're super bolstered and comfortable seats. So if that's at all a concern and you want seating comfort, definitely check these out. So thanks so much for watching, guys. Drop a like on the video if you loved it. Tell me in the comments down below, what do you think about this beautiful Riptide blue metallic color here on the 2024 Chevy Blazer RS? Let's talk about it down in the comments. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button to be one of the first to see every single new video the second I hit publish. We'll see you in the next one.